For the course of professional practice, ENGG942, this is assignment number 3, part A. For this assignment, I have been asked to answer a few questions for a mock interview and then upload the video on YouTube, which will later on be assessed by my peers. Question number 1. Tell us about yourself and why you are interested in this position. I introduce myself as Ahmed Hussain. I am currently enrolled in the University of Wollongong as a postgraduate engineer. I am currently undertaking the Masters of Engineering degree with a major in civil engineering. Previously, I have graduated from the Ghulam Isa Khan Institute of Engineering Sciences and Technology, which is one of the highest rated engineering universities in Pakistan. I graduated in 2014 with a bachelor's in material science and engineering with a major in engineering management. Since my graduation in 2014, I have held a versatile number of roles within multiple multinational corporations. I started my professional career as a services sales engineer for Siemens Pakistan. After that, I moved into the role of project sales engineer with Avension Limited, which is Pakistan's leading industrial automation provider. Following that, I moved into the role of an artificial intelligence analyst engineer with Affinity. That is it for my introduction. Moving on to the part of why I am interested in this position of graduate engineer at Tetra Tech. When I saw the ad for this particular position, I did some research about the kind of company that Tetra Tech is and the kind of people that they are looking for. And I believe that the core values that Tetra Tech has advertised on its website and the kind of persona that they show about the kind of company and the kind of team they have built, I believe it resonates very deeply with the kind of characteristics that I have as a professional. Firstly, Tetra Tech is an engineering consultancy. Their work involves continuous client and customer relationship management, as well as coming up with innovative solutions for complex problems. I believe that this is the kind of work that I would be able to be successful in, the kind of work and the kind of environment that I'd be able to thrive in, because my past experiences as a sales engineer has allowed me to hone my skills as a customer relationship manager, and I have also, for my customers in Avension as well as in Siemens, I have done project proposal management, proposal generation, project costing, and these are the kind of tasks that I believe Tetra Tech engineers do on a regular basis. That is something that I would be able to take up very easily. Apart from that, while I was working with Affinity as an AI analyst, I used statistical modeling to come up with insights for my clients' businesses that used to drive strategic decision making. This is the kind of work that I believe Tetra Tech does on a regular basis as well, because as a consultancy, they are able to analyze problems and situations for their clients from all angles, and then using complex problem solving methods, they are able to provide the best solution. These are the traits that I believe I would be able to fill in very easily. I'd be able to work within this kind of team with these kind of professionals very easily, and this is the kind of direction that I believe I want to take my career in, and that excites me about applying to this position of postgraduate engineer at Tetra Tech. That is it for question number 1. Question number 2, please provide an example of where you have built motivation and cooperation within a team. For this question, I would give an example of a project that I undertook while I was working at Avension as a project sales engineer. Avension, as I mentioned earlier, is an industrial automation solution provider. Our clientele came from a wide spectrum of industries. We used to deal with customers from all over the industry: oil and gas, FMCGs, pharmaceuticals, sugar industry, all these kind of different industries wherever automation projects needed to be incorporated. Now, I particularly used to look after the clients from the sugar industry. I had a fair bit of insight into the industry and their processes. And because of this, I was given charge of organizing the first ever uh, industrial automation symposium targeted particularly towards the sugar industry. Now, for this event, we needed to bring together different elements from within our own company. We had to bring in the marketing department for the event management. We had to bring in the engineering department for the technical insights and the technical knowledge that we needed to share with our clients. And we also needed to bring in guest speakers from our client side so that they could communicate to their own peers the advantages of industrial automation, and the benefits that they could reap from this kind of industrial automation projects. Uh, as a representative of the sales team, I believe that I played a focal point to communicate different ideas from one department to the other, because when two completely different departments such as engineering and marketing come together for one event, it becomes a hassle to communicate effectively between the teams. And I believe that is where I was able to come as a bridging point for these two departments. Mitigating conflicts was a regular part of my job while I was working on this project. Being able to communicate expectations between the different departments and being able to coordinate expectations and manage expectations with our clients about how the event is going to be, how their presentations are going to roll forward. I believe in this role, I was able to build motivation and cooperation within the team, because there were certain places where the engineering team's expectations and the marketing team's expectations were at opposite ends. There was sometimes some friction between the two departments, but I believe that as part of the sales team, as a representative of the sales team, I was able to resolve conflicts and improve cooperation between the different departments. And at the end, the result that came the result that came forward spoke for itself, because the event was lauded by our executive team as a huge success, because in numbers our clients agreed to sign up for a number of different industrial automation projects in the upcoming fiscal year. And as far as the numbers were concerned, the event was a complete success, despite our clients and our teams being geographically separated in three different locations and two different countries. So as far as communication and motivation building between the teams was concerned, I believe that I played a focal point between all the teams and the clients. The third question: have you ever encountered a problem which required you to come up with a particularly creative solution? For this for this question, I would give an example from my junior year in university. During my 4 years in bachelor's, I was also involved in a number of extracurricular activities, and one of those was being a member of a student-run organization. And as part of that student-run organization, during the 4 years of my university, we used to coordinate international national level competitions uh, within Pakistan. And within that competition, technical competitions, we used to invite people from different universities all over the country to attend our event and be part of the event and participate. During my junior year, I was made the liaison head for this event. Among the many different responsibilities that I had for this event, one of the responsibilities was to effectively coordinate the registration and the payments for the teams that had signed up for our event. Now, previously, in the previous years, before I became the head for this task, in the previous years, this task used to be done manually. Um, the participants used to register over the phone or through manual forms, and then their payments used to come in, and there was a dedicated part of our liaison team which was supposed to coordinate the registration of all these participants. Now this proved to be a very inefficient task, in my opinion, because a lot of times there was a lot of miscommunication between the participants and people of our team. There were last minute dropouts. There were people who did not process their there were participants who did not process their payments on time, and because of this there used to be a huge lag in the efficiency of our team, which used to cause problems because we were working on a very tight schedule with a very limited number of manpower. Now when I this was the situation when I became head of the team. I saw the inefficiencies within the process, and I suggested to my seniors and to the faculty advisors that we had that this process can be improved and the efficiency can be improved for this entire process. I came up with the idea um, of electronically registering participants online so that it would free up time for our team and the process would become much more streamlined. My seniors agreed with this. My faculty advisors also agreed with this. They gave me the go ahead for it. So the task that followed was setting up of an online registration form system. Our event already had a working website to which I added another page simply, which had an online form and a online payment gateway that, and all the details for that registration would get uploaded to a Google document Excel file automatically. So basically what this did was that once this website went live, all our participants had to do, no matter which city they were from, no matter where they were or what time of day it was, they didn't have to make any calls, they didn't have to fill in any forms, they just had to go online, fill the form online, give the details for all the participants, their phone numbers, their addresses, their ID card numbers, all the details that we needed. They were able to do it themselves online. That data got collected onto our Excel file automatically without any supervision, and then they were able to process their payments online as well whenever they were ready. This ensured that there were no backouts at the last moment, because until and unless they process their payments, the registration wouldn't be complete. So once this automated online process was put into effect, it freed up a lot of time for our team. It freed up a lot of manpower for our team to focus on all the other tasks that needed to be done before the event started. Once the solution was in place, the results were the results were astonishing. I mean, it freed up a lot of time for us. It made our lives a lot more easier, and I believe that this is a particularly creative solution that I'm proud of myself for, because it is something that I improved, and then it carried forward into the batches that came after me, and even after I've graduated I see that that same registration process is still in place, and the juniors that came after me, they have improved upon it. So it gives me a lot of pride in seeing that something that I came up with, it benefited those that were with me and those that came after me. uh, Question number 4 is, do you have any questions for us? If I were giving this interview to the Tetra Tech engineers or the people from Tetra Tech, a few of the questions that I would ask them would be, what is a particular day at Tetra Tech like? What is it like to work at Tetra Tech for a day or be a graduate engineer? That is the first question. The second question I would have is, people who have been inducted as graduate engineers in the past years, what has been their career trajectory? What is the direction in which their career has gone after they have become graduate engineers, so that I can have some expectations of my career trajectory as well. Another thing that I might ask them is, what is the worst and the best part about being a graduate engineer at Tetra Tech? This is a question that I normally ask at work interviews. It tends to get the interviews off guard, but it's very interesting to see their responses and their answers. So these are the few of the questions that I would ask them. This brings us to the end of the assignment. and I have no more questions to answer. So this will be the end of the video for assessment number 3, part A. Thanks for watching.